Hello everybody and welcome to class today. Today we're going to be talking about oral glucose. So oral glucose, what do we give this for? Who do we give this to? We give this for low blood sugar. We give this usually to diabetics. It doesn't have to be a diabetic, but typically that's who we respond to. So oral glucose may come in a few different types of packages as you see here. It's always going to have expiration date on it, so you want to check that. And ultimately you can give this safely to anybody that has a low blood sugar, right? But there are a few things you need to know. First of all, before you go to give anything orally, what do you need to make sure of with your patient? I'll give you some hints. If they're sleeping, don't give it to them. Yeah, they got to be awake. They got to be able to talk. They got to be able to swallow. Now, they don't have to be as necessarily A&O times 4, but they need to be able to follow commands. So if they're able to follow commands, they're able to talk, they can function on their own. At that point, you can consider giving this to them. So what kind of patient might this fall for? Somebody with a blood sugar of less than 60. That's the game plan. So you're checking them out. Maybe they're diabetic, maybe they're not a diabetic, but their blood sugar is less than 60 and they're having some ill effects from that. So maybe it's cold sweats, maybe it's a little bit of shakiness, but definitely they are awake and they are alert enough to follow commands. So that's the key on this. Then how are you going to administer it? Well, if it comes in this cool little package like this, you're simply just going to tear the end off and you have these tongue depressors. What you're supposed to do then is squirt it onto the tongue depressor and then instruct your patient to open their mouth, and you're going to put this into their cheek and just kind of slip it off. What's that area called? Anybody? Over here. What's that called? Good. Buccal area. So you're going to put it into their buccal area. So you're going to squeeze this. How much of this are you going to give them? All of it. So you're going to give them the whole package, right? Some of these taste better than others. I don't know, this is strawberry flavored. I've not tried this. I can tell you back in the day, these things kind of gross. But if you have this one, you're going to twist the top off, and again, you're supposed to put this on the tongue depressor, put it in their mouth, and then slip it off and tell them to hold it in their cheek for as long as they can until it starts to dissolve. The reason for that is, obviously, this is very vascular. It will absorb into the bloodstream a lot easier. If they swallow it, then it's got to go through all that digestive juices stuff. So it's a lot better if they can keep it in their cheek as long as possible, and then they're going to take the whole tube, reevaluate them, and check them later and see. Make sure that the blood sugar is up in about 5 minutes. If it is, good. If it's not, you could repeat. If they're at their house, you could also do other things like Coke, orange juice, something to that effect. Remember, this is just a quick fix for sugar. Make sure your patient's awake and alert. Blood sugar less than 60. Good job. See you in class.